Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to demonstrate for you how I make a paper mache puppet head. Now, for right now, I am going to show you what you're going to need for this project. To start out with, I sculpt the puppet head out of modeling clay, and this guy here is going to be a jester or joker puppet, like you see on the playing cards. And I try to keep the features pretty basic, pretty simple. After all, this is going to be covered with paper mache, so I want that to show up somewhat, so I don't get too detailed. If I want details, I'll just put them in later. Now, what you're going to need is some aluminum foil, because it's going to be covered with aluminum foil, and it's going to be molded into the features. If you try to paper mache this right on top of the clay, it's not going to dry properly, and you're going to have a mess when you try to separate it and take it out. And of course, paper mache glue mixture, which is just your cheapest all-purpose flour mixed with water to about the consistency of, I guess, oatmeal or pea soup. And then, of course, shredded newspaper. Okay, now that we have all that, let's begin. Okay, now after I have completely covered the entire head with 3 layers of paper mache, I let it dry for 2 days, make it good and solid, and ready to cut open. Now to cut it open, I use an X-Acto knife, and please, if there's any children watching this, please do not ever try to do this yourself, because these are very sharp and very dangerous. So have an adult do this for you. Now, what I do, and we'll just cut right in to this. Now all I'm doing is cutting through the 3 layers of the paper mache, which doesn't take very much, especially if your blade's nice and sharp. So I just go around the head like this. I do that all the way around. Being very, very careful. Do not want to cut myself. Well, it's not going to be, don't worry if it's not perfectly all the way around. I mean, this is all going to be patched up and repaired after you're done anyway. Okay, in fact, I'm just going to pull the head off of here to finish this. Okay. Okay, now I'm not worried about that hole because I'm going to be making a hole in there anyway. Now, once that's done, I You just pull the two halves apart. See how nicely that comes out? Now this can be a little bit of the trickier part. Because you got clay and foil inside these smaller parts. Okay, here it comes. Okay, and there we go. Looks like a tiny little mask, doesn't it? Okay, so dig all this out. All the aluminum foil out, or as much as I can. If it doesn't all come out, it's not a big deal. Okay, there we go. Now then, all I do after that, I take some more paper mache and I just do it all the way around, patch this up. And of course I'm not worried about this because I'm going to have a hole in there anyway, because I'm going to be putting a cardboard tube up in there and my finger's going to go up in there for the hand puppet. And there you go. So you just patch this all up. And sometimes you're going to have little parts that are a little too thin, or might have even little holes in here when it comes out. I just patch them up with little pieces of paper mache. And there you go. That's how I do that. Okay, thanks for joining me. Okay, now for the last stage of making a puppet head. As you can see, I already have the neck in there and I already paper mache'd it and it's nice and dry. Now how I make the neck, I just take a thin cardboard, a cereal box works great for that, cut it to size, and I roll it just big enough to comfortably fit my finger, and then I wrap it with masking tape. So I just cut this hole out big enough so that fits up inside there, and then I tape around it with more masking tape to hold it in place. And then I just paper mache it with 3 layers of paper mache. Then when I'm done with that, when everything's all dry, I sand it with 120 grit sandpaper. Now you want to be careful when you sand it because you could put holes into the head, into the paper mache. If you do that, all you need to do is just patch it back up with some more paper mache and let it dry. And once I got it all sanded, then I'm ready to paint and add the details. You also notice that I don't have any ears on this head. That's because I'm not going to need them on this because the costume's going to cover all this. If I do need ears, I don't mold them onto the head, I just make them separately, and of course I paper mache them. I usually just cut a piece of cardboard in the shape of an ear and just paper mache it. Then when it's dry, I just glue it to the head with some tacky craft glue. And that's how I do that. Thanks for watching.